Hey Fandom, it's me Aaron for a comic show. There's new comics out this week, including one that I'm just really excited to talk about, this epic finale of Green Lantern, which has been like the entire lifespan of me as a comic retailing professional, but I'll get to that. I need to start with some very immature and offensive things, like Joe Casey's The Bounce and his Sex Number 3 both came out this week. The Bounce is pretty cool. It looks like, his Speedball actually was on drugs instead of his name just being a reference to drugs. I'm not making this up. The very first page is a big old bong hit, And he's not just trying to copy Mark Millar with the whole, edgy drugs and sex and all that stuff. The whole drug metaphor and the thing of being like high, LSD trips, craziness is part of this book Bounce. It's definitely not for everyone. Just like sex isn't for everyone. This issue has a whole lot of sex. It has the Catwoman character going one girl, one, little machine thing. And it's you either like it or you don't. It does have a denser story of the repressed superhero like Batman that had no time for the opposite sex, no time for even the same sex, no time for any sex. And now that he's retired, he tried to save this city from itself. He failed at that. He lost his own self, and maybe he should just get laid. And with this, there's a nice little back and forth with a reader and Joe Casey, the man of action himself, in the back of here, where he says that he's taken a break from the corporate comics from Marvel and DC, even though he has a nostalgic love for their characters, to do these crazy books that he's doing now, because he says, and this is me quoting him, and maybe it's not safe for work. He just said, "Corporate comics makes your dick soft." He said you lose your edge. So if you did not like Joe Casey's corporate comics, maybe you should check out this if you think you like his voice. I did like his Wildcats back in the day. So if you want something, Mark Millar-esque, give that a shot. Five Ghosts number 3 came out, and we have that Fandom variant. I just love Ben Temple-Smith. I love that guy. And Five Ghosts is just a really great, pulpy, adventure, magical noir type book, and it's just a lot of fun. Dude can be possessed by 5 different archetypes of different ghosts of a detective or some kind of mage, and he kicks ass and takes names. It's pretty cool. It deserves the hype it got. It's a good book. Got these 2 books, The Superior Spider-Man and Not to Be Undone. It's the Inferior Deadpool featuring the Superior Spider-Man. I'm sure you guys read the Daniel Way's Deadpool when he wanted to be a hero and he was annoying the crap out of Peter Parker Spider-Man trying to get trained to be a hero. Well, let's just say Otto doesn't put up with that. So it was a fun little issue here. And Superior Spider-Man, I'm all in. I'm just loving this book. I'm just loving how Otto he has no heart. He has a brain and he's smart and he's efficient. He's not, maybe his efficiencies might make him a little less effective of a Spider-Man, but there's some craziness in this issue, and I can't wait for the Superior Spider-Man month coming. I just love Doc Ock as Spider-Man. I love that I can say that and it's not a spoiler anymore. And Uncanny Avengers, this is Rick Remender. This is a AU Age of Ultron tie-in. It's their wackadoo alternate present, maybe alternate future, I suppose. But with this, where you're reading in Age of Ultron 7 and 8 with the crazy, one-eyed Cap, Nick Fury, Cable-looking dude and all the other mashups, you get to see what Havok and Rogue are like in this Age of Ultron universe. And I'm just growing to love Havok more and more every time Rick Remender puts dialogue bubbles near his mouth, because Rick Remender, I love that guy. I love him. And Young Avengers, this book is great. It's like, it just has its own voice. It's the book that, Teen Titans wishes it was. Like, if a Teen Titan sat down at the Young Avengers lunch table, they would all just get up and leave. They're like, you're just not hip, you're just, you're just trying to be your old man, and we're fighting our parents in this book. And it's just, Kid Loki is just so much fun, and I'm really digging this book. It's the final part to this story arc, so if you didn't get it up to now and it's sold out or whatever, just wait for the collection, but it's definitely worth getting. It's good stuff. Moving on to DC, Little Gotham. It's kind of like the A babies versus X babies. It's fun. It's all ages, but it's fun for immature adults that may or may not have ADHD like myself. I got an Adderall prescription, but, who knows if I really have it. I mean, it might just be some kind of crutch dependency I have. But anyway, this one features New Year's Revolution instead of New Year's Resolution. They're all kind of like holiday themed, and it was a lot of fun. I laughed. It was great. I love seeing these three together. They're just a fun little group. Justice League 20, liked it. I like the thing where there's these the lesser heroes taking on this crazy villain that came to fight Superman and the big dogs, but nope, it's just Firestorm and the Atom and Element Woman hanging out, and somehow they have to survive his onslaught. So it's Despero versus those guys, and that was fun. And there's a very surprise guest star in here that I'm not going to spoil, but I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the book. It was fun. Moving on to what I really, 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 really loved, the epic finale of Green Lantern 20. And oh my lord, it's double size, it's $8, but they actually like bound it instead of just pretending like it's okay to put staples on something that big and it's all bowed out and pages falling out and whatnot. It's actually nicely bound, perfect bound, almost prestige format. But this is Jeff Johns' finale, the epic conclusion of his whole 9-year run. And there is actually a couple panels in here that were written specifically for me. And I swear to you, like, I've been harassing Jeff Johns forever, for years now. He's done everything I've ever wanted and couldn't even have imagined to want in the Green Lantern franchise. I didn't know that I wanted all those colors, My sister was the one into Rainbow Bright, But, I always loved Care Bears, and the whole Care Bear stare was really cool when they fought Necron. But anyway, you guys know I like space animals. I have this space furry fetish, but Nort. Thank you, Jeff Johns. Thank you. You did not leave without giving me my Nort, and a guy needs his Nort, and thank you. It's not really a spoiler because it's not really a plot point of the story. It's just 2 panels that were written just for me, and I almost cried, when I was sitting on the toilet, I was reading it, and, because I don't want to be bothered. When the books come in, my employees are doing the pull, and when there's something like this, I just grab it and just run to the toilet. I just run, lock the door, don't bother me, and it's like that at home, too, when I want to read my comics, because, you just smell up that bathroom. Your wife's not going to come and, say, hey, you didn't take out the so that's what I do, But thank you, Jeff Johns. Thank you for 9 years of writing my favorite character, and this was such a great conclusion for Hal Jordan. You had this whole Hal and his dad kind of emotional subplot all the way back to, Rebirth and No Fear, resolved. And moving on to Tony Bedard in the finale of New Guardians with Kyle Rayner. He's a White Lantern now. This issue is entitled Reunion. There's 2 reunions. One I'm not going to spoil because it's a twisty reunion. It's like, oh wow, that's cool. Reading this, I didn't think that was going to happen, and then I read this and it did happen. So I'm not spoiling that. But the touching reunion that Bedard just nailed was Kyle and his father. Kyle and his absent dad that ran out on him when he was 6 and, found out he's just an auto mechanic. He didn't run out on him to just live some great life. He ran out on him to live a mediocre life. And Kyle has nothing wrong with being an auto mechanic, but it's like, why was it so important that you leave me and never talk to me again, never look me up on Facebook, nothing, just to be an auto mechanic in the middle of nowhere? What the hell is wrong with you? And he actually confronts his father. He names the wrong, and he opens the door for amends and opens the door for a new relationship, just as we're opening the door for a new relationship with the new writers of Green Lantern. But, Jeff Johns actually ended it by just flat out writing the end. It's like, this is the end. I guess you don't need to read any more comics because it's the end, even though there's an issue 21. But it's the end of John's era, and, I hope they make a poster of this. I would love to have this on my wall. But thank you, Jeff Johns. Thank you, DC. I'm ready for Rob Venditti on June 5th. He'll be here for Green Lantern Day. We're going to celebrate, and we're going to have free Green Lantern rings for everyone that gets the issue. And it'll be a regular, $3 issue, but we'll have free Green Lantern rings, and it should be freaking awesome. So, thanks for 9 years of Green Lantern, and the tattoo that I got because I just loved Blackest Night so much, and Jeff Johns put me in Blackest Night. weird-ass spelling last name of Holland, so you can't say it's like, oh, he just referenced someone as Aaron. Nope, it was me. So, thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching my comic show. Click subscribe, check us out on Facebook, share the video on Facebook or wherever you want. And if you're local, Tuesday nights is trivia night. It's Fun Geek Trivia. This Thursday, the 23rd, is Comics and Comics, comedian, stand-up comedy in a comic shop. And it's actually funny, and you can drink beer here in the Geek Easy. And then Saturday is going to be the final Saturday of Free Comic Book May with a bunch of surprises and free stuff. That'll be a lot of fun. And next Wednesday is Ladies' Night at a comic shop, where if you are a lady, or at least dress up as a lady, you will get X-Men #1 for free, which is a all-female book, and I did a little video just on that. So come by, get it for free, because Comic Shop loves the ladies. Thanks, bye-bye.